Okay, so today our episode is called Looking for the Signs. Signs of trauma can manifest in various ways, including intense emotional responses, altered behaviors, and physical symptoms. These can range from experiencing flashbacks and nightmares to feeling numb or disconnected, and can also involve physical symptoms like headaches or digestive issues. There's different stages of signs of trauma. The first one would be physical and emotional signs. Pretty, if you want to start with those.
Definitely starting with intrusive thoughts or flashbacks. Yes. Man, what? I think everybody try not to act on their intrusive thoughts. I think girl, I think I have intrusive thoughts probably like a good 500 times a day. Yeah, a good 500 times a day, but I don't act on them. But, I don't think it comes, of course, it don't come normally. Like, it's like you can be walking down the street and just see some shit happen, and it's something it's something else that you seen that could have happened, and it's like, ooh, that could have went so left. Like, I don't know.
Mine really isn't in my thoughts, it's my words. Because I be saying stuff when I know I shouldn't say it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I be having to catch myself like, bro, why you say that? Like,
No,
you know better than that. Like,
for sure. And flashbacks are definitely one thing that I've been having a lot of trouble with lately.
yeah.
It was a situation that happened a few years back where I lost my aunt. She was murdered. I'll get more into detail about that as I get more comfortable because it's still something that it's hard to grieve,
Yeah.
honestly. Um, she passed away in 2022, but I mean, she was murdered for one, and then the case, everything has just started going on. So we're having to look her, her murder in the face in jail, and sitting here every few months meeting up with the DA. It's it's backtracking me in some ways, and it's like I find myself zoning out. Whereas though I'm having flashbacks of my aunt, and just like my mom is truly living back in the
Yeah.
day, and that's not a good thing. It's okay to think about the things that happened before, but I mean, like I said, I'm my mind. I'm living in flashbacks, so that's not a good thing at all.
My flashbacks here lately, my flashbacks here lately haven't been like really negative.
Yeah,
I'm normally a happy, giddy person, so
yeah.
like it's always something random and childish that's going through my head. So I'll
Oh
have
yeah.
like a random flashback of something that happened, and I'll just start busting out laughing. And like I got a problem just like talking to myself. My mama says it's okay to talk to yourself as long as you don't answer yourself. Okay, so first of all,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah. I
but
ain't
I
gonna
got a
lie.
bad
I answer
habit of
myself
like, I
sometimes,
mean I do too,
and
but
then you
you're
know
not gonna
what?
tell
I
nobody
catch
that out
myself.
loud.
I catch myself. Like I ask a question, answer myself, and I'm like, bitch, you crazy? You just answer yourself. Oh, shit.
Then you say it out loud, and be like hoping ain't nobody hear you talking to yourself. So
Yeah.
but yeah, like I'll have like random outbursts and I'll just start laughing or something. Like I'll be at work, like me working night shift, like we're allowed to listen to music and stuff. So I'll listen to podcasts or I'll listen to music and then like, sometimes songs will trigger a memory and I'll just start laughing and my coworker be looking at me like, are you really over there? Like, are you good? Like you over there talking to yourself and stuff? Yeah, bro, like as long as I got the voices to talk to, I don't need nobody else. That's just how I feel. So
No, for sure. Just I live in my head a
me
lot.
too.
I live in my not delusional, because
Yeah,
there's a
not
difference. You got people out here they delusional as hell. Delusional as hell. Delusional as hell. No. If anything, I think about life, I think about things that how I can do better,
Yeah.
or, just learning how to slow down and appreciate the little things I could possibly do with my kids to
Yeah.
get them to travel more. Cause I'm from Jersey, so I have never been nowhere else besides out here. And when I became an adult, that's when I started to actually travel.
Yeah.
But I want my kids to be able to travel a lot. So, I work for a hotel, and like with that being said, I take them to the beach, we always
Yeah.
outside, So definitely I definitely also what about nightmares? You ever had some nightmares?
Honestly, I don't. I don't really remember my dreams. Like I can't remember the last time I actually remembered a dream. So apparently I talk in my sleep. I have been told by several people that I talk in my sleep. And
That's a
it
mental.
don't it don't apparently what I'm saying don't make sense. It's just like a whole bunch of random words. Like I was asleep the other night and I woke up and my old man was like, "You was talking in your sleep," and I was like, "What did I say?" He said something, but I was like talking about my dog and opening the car door. Like he says, I just say random stuff. It don't make
Yeah.
no sense. And he said that he just be looking at me. He said next time you gonna record me, so I'm gonna definitely have to get a record of me talking, but. I don't remember my dreams. I do know that sometimes I'll wake up in sweats, so I'm assuming that I'm having a nightmare when I'm waking up in sweats. But
Same. And that's why I asked, because having nightmares is related to trauma. And I don't know, like, I've been having some crazy nightmares. Like, and I try to, like, look at what I do before I go to bed. Like, sometimes, don't get me wrong. Like I
is
said,
it
I
something I
started.
ate? Is it something I
No,
watched?
and that's what I was about to say. Like, cause I'm a horror fan.
Me
Like,
too.
and I'm always sitting here watching true
Me
crime.
too.
And then, but I'm starting to like, I watch some true crime. Then when I know I'm about to go to sleep, I put on some cartoons. Knowing damn well that shit don't work.
Nah, me. I just go ahead and go to sleep to the true crime.
You know, I,
Maybe I'm a little crazy, but
but once I
yeah,
realize it don't work, then I just go ahead and go to sleep to the true
yeah.
crimes. But still, like, and then, I one thing I know for sure, eating chocolate. Do not, for me, don't eat chocolate before I go to bed because I will be sitting. That's what makes me talk in my sleep, and I don't like that. I don't like talking in my
I don't
sleep.
know what my trigger is because I've eaten everything, so I
No,
don't
my
know what
man
my
would tell
trigger
me.
is.
He be like, "Babe, wake up, wake up." No. So yeah, no.
Well, at least he wakes you up because mine don't. He just be sitting there letting me talk to myself.
Oh
So
no, no, because normally if I'm talking in my sleep, it's a nightmare. It's not something like something holly jolly or
yeah,
something. It's nothing really. It's nothing good. It's normally me trying to wake up out my sleep, and I'm
yeah.
talking for help to get up out my sleep. So, but that's why I asked about nightmares because it's a form of trauma, and it,
So avoidance would be another one. Trying to avoid places and people, thoughts and situations that remind you of trauma. I can honestly say from a situation that I've been through with my ex, I went through a really traumatic situation with him. Eventually, I'll get into that and get deeper with it. But it got to a point to where I didn't want to leave my house. If I seen a car that looked like his, I would go into anxiety attacks. If I seen anybody that semi looked like him, I would go into anxiety attack. I started to avoid family and being around people and started isolating myself because of the situation. So yeah, I've definitely dealt with
I personally feel
avoidance.
like avoiding definitely backtrack. I mean, that's everybody, of course. When something happens, you want to go ahead and try to avoid it right then and there. You don't want to encourage something, especially if it's not good for you. But you can't sit here. You can't avoid something forever. Sometimes you
Yeah.
definitely have to address it. You not you sitting here avoiding something forever. I mean, it's definitely not going to fix the problem first of all, and if that's not the type of person that you are, like you don't like to let things go, or you don't, that's not the type of person, like you're not known for like avoiding shit. You just like to go ahead and address it right then and then, get it done and over with. That is really going to bother you. So
Yeah, but it's like it's easier for me to emotionally detach and be numb to a situation because when I do try to address situations with people, it's like they rather just shut me out and just act like I'm being dramatic or being emotional. And no, I'm not being dramatic and emotional. I'm at the point where I am in my life. I want people to. I'm at a point where I'm trying to be liberal and understanding to other people's emotions and feelings. So I'm I really do hold a lot. If you know me personally, you know how hot headed I am, and I really do try to hold a lot
girl,
back.
what?
She knows. I
This
really do
girl
try to
driving
keep
in
a
traffic is hell.
I try to keep things to myself and hold back because I'm trying to be understanding to other people's, feelings and trying to be like, okay, I know how I am as a person and how easily it is to upset me and trigger me.
Yeah.
So I try to keep that in mind and be like, okay, let's look at it from another person's point of view. And, remember that you can't just be snapping on everybody. You know what I'm saying? You have to be mindful of the people's feelings. But when I do that and you're
Some
still
people need to
not
get
trying to
cursed
be,
out though.
but I'm just saying, when I do that and you're still not trying to be considerate of my feelings, then that's what triggers me. And it's like, oh, I don't care no more. Like, I really sat there and tried to be the bigger person. Now that you're not trying to be the bigger person, now it's just like, I'm just going to emotionally detach myself, or I'm just going to flip and I'm going to spaz, and I don't crash out. I let the barn door open. You know what I'm saying? So it's, and then everybody wants to be like, oh, you're being emotional, you're being dramatic, or you're acting crazy. No, it's like, you can't push a person to a point and then expect them not to react like that
Like I
when
said,
you're
I'm an
being inconsiderate
empath.
of their feelings.
I'm an empath. I wear my heart on my sleeve. But you piss me off as different person because
Bro, I'm
it's
single.
not that hard to be a good fucking person.
It's not that hard just to be okay. So, example, you go into a grocery store, you hold the door for somebody, and they walk in. I'm the type of person, if I hold the door for you and you don't say thank you, I'm going to say you're welcome. Like, don't be inconsiderate, because
Oh,
I,
see,
I
no, that's
hate a
nice
person
because
like
I
that.
sit here and your rude ass. Like, that's how I don't give a damn. Hey, I'm from the city, baby. I'm gonna let you know how it is. Like, that's
Yeah, I
one thing
forgot
I
you're from
will
up
say.
north.
Yeah, I'm from Jersey, baby. Raised and born and raised from the bricks. And that's one thing. See, y'all nicer out here when it comes to saying hi to the next
Southern
person
hospitality.
versus up top. Like, no, we not sitting here waving at motherfuckers. Like, we
Yeah,
don't,
y'all are rude.
it's like, what you waving at? But
Y'all
at the same
rude.
time, we do have respect.
Bro, some of y'all might, because I went to a funeral up there in Chicago and they were cutting the dang on the car line. I'm just like, bro, like, y'all.
I mean, but you know what? It depends on how, it depends again how that person was raised or whatever. But we not friendly. No,
No, y'all are not.
not at all.
Definitely not.
But we are respectful. You feel me? So that's one thing. Extremely respectful. You not gonna play with me. You not gonna play with me.
She be mad. I'll just be like, she's not a person that you can be like, it's okay. No, it's like,
No,
just sit there and let her vent and say what she's got to say. And then just be like,
don't tell me shit. Okay, if I'm sitting here spazzing, obviously
there's nothing to
somebody done hit
say.
the red button.
You see the rock I'm
Yeah,
doing? There's nothing to say. You just do this.
yeah, nah.
You just do
Just nod and wave, like the penguins. Because no, I need to get this shit out, and
And
that's one.
anything you say is going to piss her off even more.
But you
Instead of
know
us just like,
what?
bro, shut the fuck, just
But
shut
like
up.
you said earlier, that you sit here and you go about life and you feel like you not heard. So you gotta, sometimes you find yourself just blah 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 blah, just getting all that shit out. But you know what? You need to get it out. You need to let that shit out because that's a part of healing. You keep all that stuff bottled up inside you, and then God forbid the littlest thing happens. Now you in jail over some bullshit. I seen a post a little while back where an inmate made a comment. He was like, 3 seconds cost me my life.
Yeah.
A decision that he chose for 3 seconds, and he's spending the rest of his life in jail. Like, and that's one thing I definitely. Orange don't look good on me unless it's voluntarily. You feel me? So that's one thing
Look at me over thinking like, does it? No.
yeah, if it's not voluntarily. So again, that's one thing I definitely put in my head, and I just think over all of and then I think about my babies. They my safe space. So yeah, girl,
Honey.
you gotta get that shit out. Let that shit out.
So that goes with anger and irritability and outbursts. Like she said, you got to let it out, because if you don't, you'll start increasing your anger and your aggressive behavior. And then that's what's going to trigger the rest of these problems, Jim saying, the negative thoughts and the belief,
Yeah.
the guilt and the shame, the self-blaming, and then depression.
How many times have you sat here and just had a bad day at work, and then you kept it in, and then you sat here and went about your day, and then everybody else done got hit with the shit that done happen at work. You
See,
feel
I'm,
me?
I'm a person that I don't know how to easily let things go. Like, if something happens to me, I'm not a person that can just
I
be
don't
like,
think
oh, it
that's
happened,
anybody,
let
especially
it
if you've been
go.
disrespected
Like, yeah, I dwell on issues for a
or
little bit.
played with.
Like, I don't know how to, like you said, the healing is a process of letting things go. It's always been hard for me to let things go. So yeah, I hold a lot of things in that I shouldn't hold in, and I personally need to learn how to let go.
I'm a firm believer that you have three lives. I always told my dad this ever since I was a little girl. I'm a firm believer that you have three lives that you live. It's the life with your family, the life with your friends, and then who you truly are. If either one of those are messed up, then everything else is messed up. Because if you can't be who you are with your friends and you can't be who you are with your family, then you're not being yourself. And I mean, I don't know. I always told him that. So with that being said, that's how you start to think about that balance. If something's not okay with you, you need to go ahead and get it out. You need to talk about it. If something's not right with the family, y'all need to go ahead and work that out. Because if you got family issues, that shit gonna fall over and affect your friends. If you beefing with your friends, it's gonna fall over and fuck with your family. And then of course both of those is gonna bother who you truly are, because now you find yourself sitting here doing shit that you normally would not do. You out of character. You out of line.
Personally, I feel
Like,
like I've never been able to be myself with anybody.
yeah.
Like whether it's my family or my friends, I feel like I have to put up a. I project off other people type things. Like I give them the image that they want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't. And it's not because I. It's not because I don't want to open up and be myself. It's just it's so much easier just to be a people pleaser and give people what they want than to be myself. Because when I finally am myself and I'm very goofy and childish. Like I have no kids. I've been around kids my whole life because my sister has 6. I've did nonprofit work with kids, so I have a very childish mentality. Like I love to joke around and stuff, and it's like when I'm bipolar. I have very severe mood swings. So when my highs are very high and my lows are very low, when I'm going through those, it's like people are very judgmental of me, friends and family. So it's easier just to be like, oh, I'm just gonna, you know what I'm saying,
I want
isolate
to
myself
start
and be to
using
myself than just to try to.
I want to start using the word comfortable instead of childish, because I mean, I feel like when you sit here, cuz I even call myself childish, but I mean, shit, if anything, I'm comfortable with who I am. You comfortable with yourself. And I feel like that's everybody you know, whenever they're alone or they sitting there, watching, reminiscence off of cartoons or, back in the day. Why you gotta be childish? Why you can't just be comfortable with who you are, and what you got going on?
I feel like when you lose the kid in you, that's when your life becomes miserable.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be miserable, especially with the fact
I'm
that I
comfortable with
don't
the
have
kid and me,
kids. I tell
baby.
my mom all the time, like, I don't have kids. Like, I'm not in no hurry to grow up. Yeah, there's certain things that I need to work on in my life, but as far as, my personality and who I am, like, I don't feel like, honestly, I feel like when I do have kids, I'm be the best mother in the world
No,
because of
most
how
definitely.
creative and how, adventurous and like I'm a very artsy person. So I feel like, and I like my sister's kids, her
If
kids, my boyfriend's
DIY
kids,
had a
like
face,
bro, like
it would be
I
you
love
sitting
doing it.
here.
So like I tell them I really feel like I would be like one of the greatest moms in the world, bro. Like for real, you know what I'm saying? But it's easier sometimes just to give people what they want and be a people pleaser than to just be yourself because you don't. Then it's like also like you could like somebody so much, you care about somebody so much, and you feel like when you do finally open up and be yourself, you're gonna lose them. So it's just easier to just let me be who you want me to be
But
instead
that
of
is extremely
yeah.
dangerous, because you sit here and you try to open up and become something for somebody else, you're going to really lose
Yeah,
yourself.
and I did that,
Yeah.
and
And you know
it
what? It
took me a
happens
long time to get
unintentionally.
myself back.
Yes. Because it's happened to me too. And you know what? For a long time, my family would sit there and they're like, he not good for you. And I don't know what you see in him. And at first I saw things in him, but as time went on, it wasn't even things that I saw in him. I started to believe that I deserved it, if that made
Yeah,
sense. And once I started it, and it does, I feel like that's where that barrier is, because it goes in different stages. Like, I love this person. They could never do this. And then it's like, once they do something to hurt you, it's like, damn, maybe I deserved it because I was so naive to allow this to happen. And then you keep allowing it to happen for a little bit longer. And then that's when you finally get to that breaking point. It's like, you know what? I don't deserve this
yeah.
shit. And you know what? Deuces. You
Mine
know?
was more like in the beginning, oh, he don't mean it, he's gonna change, and then after a year, it's like, okay, yeah, but you deserve this because why are you still sticking?
Yeah.
Like even though you love this person, like you should love yourself enough to let go and move on, but you're still staying because you care so much about this person and you see so much in this person, you see their potential even though they don't see it themselves, and you want so much for them, you're willing to go through that. You know what I'm saying? Then you finally get to the okay, like yeah, I don't deserve this, but
Yeah.
it took me a long time to accept that, even though I experienced other people go through those issues, and I promised myself like I would never allow myself to go through certain things, and I still allow myself to go through it, and it's just like it's embarrassing, but at the same time it's a wake up call. Like, be humble. Don't ever say what you're not going to go through because you never know what's going to come.
Everybody got a story to tell, baby. It just take the right person to listen.
Yeah.
So definitely, definitely, never say never, because God will humble you so quickly.
Break you down and take
Amen.
you through it. So there are a number of strategies that can help a person resolve traumatic reactions. Recognizing that you've been through distressing or frightening experiences, that you have that you recognizing. I'm sorry, let me start that over. So there are numbers of strategies that can help a person resolve traumatic reactions. Recognizing that you have been through a distressing or frightening experience, accepting that you will not feel your normal self for a period of time, and that eventually will pass. I can honestly say, when this my recent traumatic experience, it took me probably like I was angry, so angry for like a year, maybe 2 years, where I was snapping on everybody and just mad at the world, like I had no tolerance for anything. My patience was just shot. And it took me about a good 2 years to like finally accept like, bro, like you went through it, accept it, move forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's so hard to talk about what I went through because I don't want people to judge me, because I care about how people see me, and also because like that person's family and that person, like I feel like if I tried to open up and share what I went through from
You
my point
such
of
a
view,
hippie. You don't like
like
the,
I care. Like I
yeah,
don't like, even though I went through what I went through with him, like I still care about him. I want the best for him. You know what I'm saying? Like I still
yeah,
love him.
no.
And it's like I don't want to badmouth him or talk bad negative about him or have anybody, say
Even
get
when
bad at
you,
him, but I do want to be able to tell my story and what I went through because it did hurt me.
just because you left doesn't mean that you don't care about the person. You have to, it's because you have to start caring about yourself more. And that's where a lot of people mess up at. You start to care about other things more than you care about yourself.
It's easier
You
for
put
me to care
into,
about
yeah.
everybody else first because that's all I've did my whole life. Because every time I try to put myself first, it's a problem. Like every time. So it's just like, okay, what's the point? Like of trying to put yourself first. Like
Yeah.
even with my nonprofit, like I stressed myself out doing that for 3 years. Like it's a lot. A lot of people don't understand. Like running a business and a nonprofit is completely different. Like you have to have funding for a nonprofit.
What is a nonprofit for people that don't know?
So it's honestly, my nonprofit was Help at V-Side. We did educational and fundamental events. A nonprofit is free. You know what I'm saying? You're not making profit off of it. It is nonprofit. So you have to get grants or you have to have money to do this. You know
And
what I'm saying?
that's like,
It's not that money's not going in your pocket.
so is that like free activities for the
Yeah.
kids,
So
free food,
that's what
music,
that's what
things
we were
like that?
doing.
Okay, okay.
Free fun days at the park, Halloween, passing out candy, Christmas, giving out presents, doing different raffles. Like you have to have funding for that. So,
Okay.
and I don't regret it at all. Like I love doing it, and I still want to do it. But it's like like I said, you have to I had to put myself first. I had to step back and learn to love myself because I stopped loving myself, and I had to start loving myself first because I realized like if you don't love yourself and you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. Like and it's hard like because every time I make a way for myself, it's like I don't want to keep it for myself. I want to pour it into other people.
Don't bottle up your feelings. Talk.
But trying to keep a normal routine, go out, going out of your way to don't go out of your way to avoid certain places or activities, and don't let the trauma continue to run your life and to confine your life. Take time to get back into a normal routine. So just take it, even if it's 5 minutes a day. You know what I'm saying? Find something
What would be a normal routine to you? Because to me, there's no such thing as normal.
normal for me. Okay, so I work 6 at night till 6 in the morning, and I work a swing shift. So normal to me, if we're starting at going to work, so go to work at 6, get off at 6. stay up for probably about an hour or two, go to sleep until about, so that's probably about what, about 8, 9 o'clock I'm going to sleep, and then sleep till about 12, 1 o'clock, get up, take my dog out, take him for a walk, eat, and just chill. But now that we're doing this, now I'm trying to find time to write podcast episodes, work on my book. Like, I'm trying
Yeah.
to find time for me. Like, it's very hard for me to find time for myself because of me working night shift. Like, all I want to do is sleep.
I believe for people that, still that's not doing like a podcast or anything, I feel like for them, it would definitely be getting out. Like I said before, don't bottle yourself up in the house.
Yeah.
Don't become a recluse. You need to, there's no such thing as normal. So at least if you can create some type of routine, if you don't got a job, get a job.
Or at least a hustle. You know what I'm saying?
Or not even that, yeah, a hustle, find a little hobby, get into school, finish school, just invest more into yourself, definitely.
I seen this thing on Facebook where this man was like, everything in life is free. You just got to find a way to monetize it. Mm-hmm. Food, clothing, everything. Everything in your
No,
life is
yeah.
free. You just got to find a way to monetize it. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not really a hustler. I found a way no matter what, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not really let me sell you this type of person.
Oh, nah, I'm a hustler. I'm going to get mine. My nickname Money, baby.
I'm very naive. I'm gonna be.
I'm gonna get mine.
I'm gonna be the person on the other end getting screwed over because I done bought something I ain't gonna buy. So,
Nah, I'm a hustler. I'm going to get mine. For sure.
oh, you definitely are. I ain't gonna lie. You talking about face of DIY? No, you're definitely the face of DIY.
Because, and again, you're doing DIY, you start to actually, I don't know, for me, I love doing waist beads. And that's when I start to actually realize how bad my anxiety is. Because when I'm sitting here trying to put the bead,
Shaking.
girl, and don't let them damn kids come in the room. Go sit down. Trying to put the look.
That's like poetry for me. Like I'm the type of person if I try to sit down and write something, it does not come.
Yeah.
But when it's like I could be halfway asleep and then something will just come to me. If I don't go ahead and get up and write it down, I ain't gonna remember it. So it's like I hate that because like when I want to sit down and just write, I can't do it. Like it's an inspirational thing to me, and it bothers me because it's like I just want to be able to just do this.
See, you better than me. I just have real bad social anxiety. I could write my ass off.
Oh, me too. I don't record.
Like, girl,
I don't do my stuff in front of nobody. I do covers.
I listen to
and other shit.
instrumentals in my alone time, just sit there and vibe out and I write. My family always say, you should have been a rapper. But my thing is, in my mind, I can't catch a beat. And that's literally the only thing. But when it comes to just writing, I could sit here and just write something down and just feel so, just feel so released, so relaxed.
Not a rapper. Like I want to be a ghostwriter.
Yeah.
Let me write for somebody else.
Oh, nah, I'm a poet. I'm going to talk my shit. And that's it. I can't do that on the spot freestyling this stuff.
Oh no, I can't freestyle.
Hey, shout out to the ones that can because baby, I cannot.
That's hard. I can't do it off the dome. So some triggers and how to begin resolving them. Resentment. It shows you when your boundaries have been crossed, or your self-doubt, or your self-abandoning. Raising your voice. Or speaking over is a sign of feeling unheard. Bitterness shows you where you're holding on to deep unresolved resentment. Guilt shows you where you're still living within another expectation or need to forgive yourself. Sorry. Judgment against others show you where you judge yourself. Emotional discomfort shows when someone doesn't align with you. Avoidance shows where there is unresolved trauma that's called to be unseen and tended to. I feel like
those are 7 steps to before crashing out.
I swear.
Those are 7 steps before crashing out. Resentment, raising your voice, bitterness, guilt, judgment, emotional discomfort, and avoidance. And then just crash out.
I swear, I feel like I go through all of these when I'm getting mad. Like when I'm going through something, like it's not just one of these. It's like all of these. You know what I'm saying?
Oh snap!
That is crazy. But yeah,
avoidance,
definitely find a way to deal with these things. Don't keep them bottled up. Also, May, if you did not know, is Mental Health Awareness Month. So this is definitely the perfect time to find your outlet. Just take time for yourself. Love yourself, accept yourself. If you don't accept yourself, nobody else is. So you gotta find a way to be able to just relax
And to the
deal.
ones that don't know what mental health is, I would definitely say it's not a real long definition. Mental health is when you're not okay, and it's okay to say you're not okay. You know, when you going throughout your day and you're a little extra stressed out, your hands are shaking. What's that Eminem song? Palms are sweaty, you know.
Palm. Don't get me started. Do not get me started.
For
I
real.
love Eminem going up.
For
I ain't gonna
real,
lie.
mental health is when you're not okay, and it's okay to say,
You gotta
yeah,
lose yourself.
man, what?
Swear.
Not too much, not too much. I feel like that's what mental health is, when you lose yourself a little too much. You know, just don't crash out.
Yeah, found an outlet.
Things don't work out your way. Don't crash out.
As far as people with anger issues, go to a rage room. You know what I'm saying? Get you a gun. Don't shoot nobody.
Don't no, I wouldn't
go to-
recommend getting a gun, because half of these people don't need a damn
I'm
gun.
just saying, like, some people, like to go to shooting ranges and stuff. I think that's very therapeutic. I'm raised country, so my family hunts and stuff. So my brother takes me to my great grandmother's land and we go shooting out there.
I don't blame
I
you.
feel like it's very therapeutic.
I like to go drifting.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all need to be careful because I learned that the gun shells pop back on you and they burn you.
Yeah, them shit's hot as hell.
Yeah, that hurt.
Yeah, I went to go get my carry conceal, and one of the bullets popped.
Girl, I'm telling you. I was like,
But no, I like to go drifting. I don't know, it's something about that for me that helps me to release.
Drifting?
Yeah,
You know how to drift? Like Tokyo
yeah,
Drift?
girl, yes.
Oh, shit.
I'm from the city, baby.
show
I
me.
drive cars like I
I'll be
stole them.
scared.
What? You already know the vibe. We
As
outside.
soon as my car feel like it's about to, I'll be like, oh.
It's cool. I got you.
I'm
We can
sorry,
ride out at dawn. What's up?
Yeah, I'm sure
I
I
got you.
gotta get with them extra seat belts so I can put one on both sides then, just so to be on the safe side.
For real. No, but definitely.
But a nighttime drive is definitely very relaxing. I'm glad that it's about to be summertime. 'Cause
You
this
know
is
what
like
I
the perfect
always
time
wanted to
just
do?
park your car somewhere peaceful and lay on top of the car. I wish I had an F-150 with
Took
like
the
an open
words
bed,
right out of
'cause
my
I'd get
mouth.
one of them blow up mattresses and put it in the back of it. Get me some pillows and blankets and just watch the stars, bro.
Took the words out of my mouth,
Then if you
because
don't know,
what?
at Five and Below, they got them projector, like blow up projector thingies. Man, get you one of those, put them in the backyard, lay out. See, like being
They
spontaneous.
need to name it 5 and some change,
know what I'm
because
saying?
everything ain't no damn 5 below.
Relaxing and being spontaneous does not have to be expensive. Like the most relaxing things are so peaceful and so cheap. Like just getting with your significant other, laying in the backyard, being all peaceful, like stuff
No,
like that. You know what I'm
yes.
saying? You ain't got to go to the movies and go to Ruth Chris and be all exaggerating and stuff. Like it's the little things that matter and that will calm a person and make them feel loved and secure. Like,
No,
but yeah,
for
back to
sure.
what you said, Five and Below, yeah, they done. You thought I skipped that? I heard.
Then
what
I
you
got
said.
bougie.
I heard what you said. Yeah, they got like $20 stuff, $10.
Dude, and Dollar Tree. I'm
Y'all
a
need-
Dollar Tree junkie,
Y'all
but
need to call it
these
20 and below now. It ain't no 5 and below.
man, 20 and some change, because these niggas, they in their pockets.
I went in there one day, and you know me, I should count, but I don't count when I'm buying stuff. I went in there one day and spent like $120 on. I'm like, what the did I get? I thought everything was $5, and I didn't. I wasn't paying attention that some things was like 10 and 15. I'm like, bro, ain't no way I just spent $100 in Five and Below.
Yeah.
She looking at me like, I'm like, can I put? No, I ain't gonna do that. I don't like one of them people that can't pay for something. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep it. Like,
Yeah.
cause I got the money. I just don't want to spend that much money in Five and Below.
It ain't like what it was back in the day.
I
A
remember
dollar
we
would
used to
go a long
to-
way.
You remember
I
when
feel
Dollar
like
Tree?
I
don't-
feel like
you're
my
from up north.
grandparents now.
You're from up north, so I don't know if you remember Robert. I know you remember. You remember Dollar Tree used to sell them little bags. It was the guy bags and the girl bags. It was like, bro, like being a kid and I'm like, Mommy, can we get a Dollar Tree? And she like, there was only $1 too, and it's got like candy and toys
Yeah.
and stuff in it. Man,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, they had that up top too.
bro, I used to love that. Or the back in the day, they used to have this Hispanic family that used to ride around. I know a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about. Used to ride around in a van selling the little corns and the mangoes with the chili powder on them. They cut them into a flour, $1 a piece. You know what I'm
That
saying?
sound good.
Bro, like being a kid, like I hate it for you guys as kids, like for real, because I'm just being honest. Like the way our childhood was set up back in the day,
Nah,
the
I know
Boys and Girls
exactly
Club,
what you
taking
mean,
us
though.
swimming and bowling, the
They don't know
Hispanic
what it's
mayonnaise
like
that
to be
come out
home
with
before the street
La
lights come on.
Princesa ice creams, yeah, being able to stay out until the street lights come
For
on.
sure.
And if you don't come home by them street lights, you getting your boy. I'm telling you,
Your
like,
ass is grass.
bruh. I used to, my mom be like, "Where you?" I'm sitting in the window, like talking out the window for me.
Yep.
Mom, I did not say that. Just saying.
I plead the fifth.
I swear to God, did I really just say that on camera? My bad. But yeah, it's the simple things that can relax a person. I mean, even your kids, bro. Like growing up, like my mama said, my mama never used to really tell me that she was proud of me growing up. So like back to our previous episode of Mother's Day, when she never really told me she was proud of me. Excuse me. But just hearing your parents say, "I'm proud of you" or "Good job," that can make a difference. Like that can really change your child. Excuse me, your child's outlook on life. So like what was it the other day? I called you and you said that Ruby got points at school.
Yeah.
So like you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying, like things like that, the teachers and awarding them and stuff.
They
Like
got
that.
top tiger.
Yeah, it makes them feel great. It makes it gives them motivation to want to do more and to be better, to strive better.
I
And
always
adults
tell
think the
my
same
babies I'm
thing.
proud of them. Because I want them to know I acknowledge what they do, everything that they do. I mean, whether it's from school or home or, like, just the little things. I always tell them I'm proud of them. Just that's anybody. You want to be acknowledged for what you do. Just a simple thank you. There's just a little acknowledgement.
You never
Thank
know
you.
what words
I'm
will change
proud
a
of you.
person's day.
Yeah.
Even if it's a stranger, yeah, holding the door for somebody. That person said they like the other day. This woman told me, she was like, "You were so pretty." Excuse me. She told me, she was like, "You were so pretty." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I felt a mess. No makeup, no nothing. Like
If you see somebody out, just give them a compliment.
yeah,
Give them a compliment. And you know what? Me personally, I feel like if you can't give them a compliment, then it might be something wrong with you, not them.
yep.
You feel me? Because the way God works, that same person might walk by you and give you a compliment, and you see that you know. So again,
You
just
never know who could change your life.
everyone
You know what I'm
has a
saying?
story to tell. It just take the right person to listen, and you don't know. You don't know what that person woke up with on their mind that day. And just a simple acknowledgement could change everything. You could sit there and give them one more day. Like life truly do be life, and you don't know what people go through. Shit, we go through a lot, just behind the scenes, living our daily lives. It's life ain't promised, so you just appreciate the little
Even with the
thing.
means, you see all these celebrities committing suicide and
Yeah.
stuff. They got the means to get the help and stuff. But
It's not even the means. I feel like it's more so it's hard to talk.
Yeah.
It's truly, at some point in life, it truly is hard to talk about what really goes on. It's not about like you not being able to get it out. I feel like you just feeling like the person that you're getting it out to don't relate to you, or they don't exactly understand, because your story might not be what the next person's story is. We all don't experience the same things. Even though we have some similarities, we don't all experience the same things. So it's hard for the next person to sit there and actually take into consideration what your story is, because it's like, oh, well, my story not like that. It might be a little bit worse, or, it might be a little bit better, but at the same time, like, that don't make it okay for you to judge them or knock what they got going on.
And I hate trying to tell somebody my story and they're like, "Oh, I understand." You don't say you understand, because
No.
you don't understand because you haven't been through it. Just
And money can't
just
buy
say, "I'm here
everything,"
for
because
you.
that's a
I
lot with
hear
the
you."
celebrities, they get wrapped up in a lot of money.
Excuse me. Go ahead.
They get a lot of celebrities, they get wrapped up in the money, and then they lose out on having the things that money truly cannot buy. Like family, or, your kids, or you done lost your mom and your dad, you don't have no support system. When you crashing out, you don't got somebody that's going to sit here and tell you, look, you crashing the fuck out and you need to chill.
Yeah. And all they got to run to is drugs and alcohol and everything else to run
Instead they sitting here trying to pay and buy you off. No, I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And
So
bitch,
that's
if
why I love you.
you feel me, yeah. And if first of all, and I'm not gonna be naive. If I fuck with you and I know you, and you come in my presence and if something's not right, or if I'm on the phone with you and I hear something, what's wrong? Oh, you don't want to talk about it? Okay, cool. Long as you know I know something's wrong, and whenever you feel like talking about it, then we go ahead and talk about it. But until then, I'm not gonna pressure you, but just know I'm here. You know, but everybody needs that.
Yeah.
Everybody needs that.
How long we got? We're good. Okay. Let me do.
And you dipped out on us.
Yeah. Rude
Anyways.
ass motherfucker.
But at least we got time. Yeah, look at that.
All right. Let me do the end. Okay, y'all. Well, that's the end of this podcast. Thank you for joining us again. This is Concealed Confessions Podcast, where we speak freely and heal deeply. Again, this is your host, Demetria and Pretty. As always, stay blessed and highly favored. And don't forget to follow us at our social media handles, Facebook at Concealed Confessions Podcast, IG and TikTok at Speak Freely and Heal Deeply. And also, don't forget that our sponsors are Storyblock, Jordan Craig Apparel, and Blue Chew. And big shout out to our producer back here, Robert Medley. Thank you and have a great day.